I'm going to show you 10 things you can do with pom-poms. You know, obviously when you put pom-poms in someone's hands, they're going to know, like, shake them and move them around, right? So that's a no-brainer. But if you want to get into specific exercises that either increase cardiovascular aerobic activity or exercise specific muscles, the windshield wiper wave, I like this one just going back and forth, and I usually do it with a march, okay? Again, trying to incorporate the legs. As I say in my classes, I said, don't let the hands have all the fun. Get your legs joining in on the fun. So we want to add a march there. That one works easy. Just reaching up, you know, a cheerleader shake, right? That's pretty intuitive and no-brainer. Reaching to the side, okay? So obviously reaching to the side is good, but you can always match that with your legs, stepping to the side, okay? And then switch. Another one, this is one of my favorite for cardiovascular activity, is rolling your hands. And obviously the faster you go, I actually find I can get out of breath. Like if I'm really going for it and marching quickly, you can really get a good workout with that. And it's fun. It creates a breeze, right? It feels good on the face, a little bit of a breeze. Another one I like is the wrist flicks, right? This is good to stretch out the wrists, especially for us. I mean, on my phone all the time, texting on the computer, this is a nice stretch for the wrists. If you're doing it with me, you might feel how good it feels, but try it out later. And then we want to just think about, like, what are we trying to exercise, right? So say you want someone to twirl the pom-pom, right? How are they twirling it? Are they twirling it from their wrist? Can you see that? That's just my wrist doing the movement. Are you twirling it from the elbow, getting a nice range of motion from the elbow? Or are you twirling it from the shoulder? So when you give your instructions, you want to be clear on what you want them to do. Because if you just say twirl the pom-poms, they're going to do what comes naturally, which is fine, and that's good because you've got engagement. But if you want to really give a range of motion for all those different joints, then you need to be specific which ones. Bicep curls, again, just like the pool noodles, right? Keeping our elbows close to the side, bringing them up to our shoulders. And if we want to get the legs going, we can go up on the tippy toes. Our feet match the up and down, up and down. You probably can't see my feet very well. I'm afraid to change the angle because when I come back close, then it's the wrong angle. But up on your tippy toes, right? Another way to include the legs is tapping our toes, tapping our laps. I don't know if you use toe tapping much in your exercise. I love it. For people who are still walking, that ankle strength to prevent tripping, right? Not being able to lift your toes up and catching your toes is what can cause falls. So keeping this flexion strong in the ankle and the calves and all those muscles, so important. And it also keeps the blood flowing. It's a nice way to keep that 20 minutes of continuous cardio activity without marching the entire time or kicking the entire time. It's not so hard. Just like the pool noodles, we can do the kick and reach, whack your toes, right? That's fun. I'm having all the fun here. I feel sorry for you. You're just watching me. Hopefully you'll get your own little stash of supplies and can have fun with your clients and residents. And then the last one is like a hand shuffle where you just crisscross. Good for cross-brain coordination, right? And people know this move, the hand shuffle, right? Mashed potato. So that's fun. And if you want to match up the feet with it, you can do a crisscross and open, cross and open, and you got your heels touching, toes are pointing out. And this is a nice strengthener for the ankles as well in terms of falls prevention. And if you have your elbows, I call this the flasher. You might notice on my notes here, why is it called the flasher? So if you think of someone who's going to flash you in a trench coat, they open up their trench coat, right? So that's why it's called the flasher. And this is actually a rehabilitative exercise for rotator cuffs. So this uses very specific rotator cuff muscles, 2 of the 4. So as opposed to just reaching, when you keep your elbows close. Anyways, I'm just giving you a little bit of information there on how to make these exercises very purposeful and targeted for certain muscle groups, as opposed to just kind of waving pom-poms around, which is fun too. If you put on music and people just want to wave them, that's great. But these are ways that you can turn it into purposeful exercise.